Let everyone calm down, deep breaths. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. See, I thought I had you trained, but I guess not. Welcome to this historic occasion and this very special announcement. So today's thing is actually about transformation, transformation and change. Now, many of you know about the numerous changes that have taken place on this beautiful Ringling College campus over the years, but too often we move from one thing to the next so quickly we never take time to really celebrate and appreciate the kinds of things and the transformation that has occurred. I can't believe this, but I actually started here in July of '99, and I took over from Dr. Arlen Christian. He served here for about 14 years as president, and he is the person who really started the whole transformation process and transforming this college into a really top-notch art and design college. So I'll be celebrating 19 years in July 1, and it's a celebration and the privilege of leading this remarkable institution. So let me remind you a little bit about some of the changes that have occurred, and I'm not going to list them all because there are way too many. So, for example, we have 10 new buildings since that time, plus renovations of a number of other facilities, including this building twice. We added the second one not too long ago. But I could go on and on about all the buildings that we have, but as I often say, it's not about the buildings, it's about what happens inside the buildings that's important. So over this last 18 and a half years, our student enrollment has increased by 66%, going from about 870 to 1,460 students now, and we're still continuing to grow. We've also become primarily a residential campus with over 70% of our students now living on campus. That was not true at all in 1999. We've become much more diverse and more global. We've had a 350% increase in enrollment of international students who come from not just one or two countries, but from 60 different countries. And domestically, our students come from almost every state in the United States, but we have about 2 states that we don't have an enrolled student in. Academic disciplines. When I first started, there were 6, and the brand new one was photography. So the 6 were fine arts, photography, illustration, interior design, graphic design, and computer animation. Well, we've added now 7 more, so we're at 13 different majors here at the college. One of the things we're very proud of is over these years, the annual amount given to students for scholarships has gone from $350,000 to over $13 million today. A year. 13 million. That's 36 times the 350,000. I had to do the math on it. And a very large portion of that is due to the generosity of our donors to the institution. The most important thing for me, of course, is the students and what happens when they graduate. There have been 13 Student Academy Awards that have been won, plus we've had alumni receiving Oscars and Emmys, and we sweep student awards in the Society of Illustrators, we sweep in the Addies, and the list goes on and on and on, and I could be up here all day doing this. If you haven't seen this, you're one of the few people in the country who hasn't, but if you haven't seen In a Heartbeat, which is one of the senior theses that was done last year, it now has 34 million views on YouTube. So if you haven't seen it, go Google it. It's a very, very touching story. But the most important thing is these students are working, they're employed, and they're being able to follow their passion and realize their dreams. And that's the thing that we are most proud of, because we're not only giving them jobs, we're getting them incredible careers, and they are becoming the creative leaders of tomorrow. A couple of other things. We had some innovative academic programs. We were the first to establish a business program for our college, Business of Art and Design. And also the first that we just announced this fall to offer a Bachelor of Fine Arts in virtual reality. And the first art school to do both of those. We've done a lot of pioneering innovation with commercial and academic ventures. Trying to make certain that our students actually get real-world experience working with real people in the industry. So we have things like the Ringling College Studio Lab for film, and tonight we actually have Woody Harrelson here, who has come to Sarasota to talk with and work with our students. And then we also created the Collaboratory, which is a whole unit to help ensure students get this kind of interesting experience while they are students here. We also are very committed to connecting with this community. A lot of colleges are very insular and tend to look upon themselves. We're really in the process of making certain that we are really engaged with this community. So a great example of it is the effort we undertook to save the Sarasota High School, the historic Sarasota High School. And so we have a 99-year lease from the school board to turn that building into a contemporary art museum and also space for continuing education. We hated to see that iconic structure be removed, so we are saving it. And speaking of continuing education, we recently merged with the Lifelong Learning Academy, the Purian Springs Lifelong Academy, and a little bit earlier we also merged with the Inglewood Arts Center to extend, again, the reach of Ringling College throughout the community. But our students are also very involved in the community. We have a program called Yay Arts, where they help teachers in elementary schools using art as a vehicle to teach other subject matters. We have students who work with the Big Brothers Big Sisters, Boys and Girls Club. We have students involved in all kinds of activities, environmental activities and so forth within this community. Now, many of you know I could talk for a long time about Ringling College. But the thing I do want to emphasize is I didn't do this, okay? I am really blessed with wonderful campus leaders, with the best board of trustees anybody could ever work with an incredible, knowledgeable and caring group of faculty, staff, and donors to the institution, and of course our energized students who work harder than any students I've ever seen at any college or university. They're the ones who have made all of this happen. Now I'm often asked, why do we have to do all this stuff? Okay? Why do we do these initiatives? Why do we keep adding and changing and so on and so forth? Well, the answer lies in our vision, because one of the things I've always thought, if you're not moving forward, you're going backwards, and that's especially true in today's rapidly changing world. But it's really about the vision. We're now among the very top tier of art and design colleges in the country, but we're not satisfied with that. And many of you have heard me say, we are bound and determined to be the preeminent art and design college, period. Not in the United States, but in the world. And we are poised to realize this vision. Some think we're already there, but I'm a little more skeptical. I believe that we are very close. In fact, I can almost feel it because of this rapid trajectory of transformation. We are at the leading edge of the future of art and design, and we're also helping to lead that leading edge of art and design. That's why I'm so pleased to be able to make this announcement today, because as I said, today is about transformation. It's something that's transformative and historic for this institution and the community. It's about a philanthropic gift that's being made to the college, or has been made to the college. It's the largest single gift ever received by Ringling College of Art and Design. It's our first 8-figure gift and it's a gift dedicated to a number of items to bring the college even more rapidly to our goal of preeminence. It goes to capital, it goes to scholarships, goes to endowment, goes to the Sarasota Museum of Art, goes to current and future programming, and it also is part of the first endowed department head for this institution. We will be hopefully seeing that among all the other majors as well. Also a gift to the entire community because it's a reflection of the big things happening not just on campus but also in Sarasota. It's a vote of confidence in the college and of this entire community. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not retiring. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so pleased to announce that Dr. Joel Morgan Roth and his wife, Dr. Gail Morrison, have made a gift of $15 million to So it's my honor to be able to introduce Dr. Morgan Roth and his wife, Dr. Morrison, and have them to join me at the podium, and so they can tell you why they did this. So, Joel and Gail, please.
Thank you all very much. I did think you were retiring as I listened and said but you know, I should have known better because I've gotten to know you very well, and I don't know anyone who's more, what's the word I want, passionate and intense about the job they do. And we have Dean Eisner and Jean Wright, the chairman of the Board of Trustees, and the incoming chairman, and so they have to confirm about what I'm going to say. If Larry wanted to retire, I don't think the board would have let him. Right? Not possible. So you're in here for a long, long time. On behalf of Gail and myself, we want to sincerely thank you for coming out today as we mark this first major gift to Sarasota. It's the Ringling College of Art and Design. We look at this as an investment not just in higher education, but also into art, design, technology, creativity, and to the community. And we look at this investment as one that we hope will have a major impact, be transformative, and hopefully meet along the way or towards the way of Larry's dream of making the Ringling College the preeminent college in the world. So Larry asked me a question I guess we have to answer, which is, you know, why? Or how did we make this gift? I'd like to say, so we could finish quickly, that we took this black ball, shook it, and up came Ringling College. Because that would make it very easy to just answer it that way.
Did I give you that ball? No.
You did. And frankly, I tried it, and every time I shook it, I was looking for others, but they never materialized. Seriously, our family really thinks about philanthropic gifts very carefully. As a family, we have an important element of wanting to make sure that the gift is well used, and it's not only good for the institution, but good for the community, good for society. And I think that, you know, the analogy I would use is if any of us were going to make an investment in a company, you know, we're going to make a substantial investment, not just buy one share, but want to put a good chunk of money into it, what would be the criteria that we would use? And frankly, to me, that's the same criteria that we use for philanthropy. First of all, what? We have to love the product, be passionate about the product, think the product is good for society, and good for the community. And I think after hearing Larry's elements of Ringling College and successes, that the product speaks for itself. Any of you have ever been to the Trustee Scholars Award? Think about how quickly you learn about the students and their capabilities. You don't have to just take it for granted when you hear that they're involved in Academy Award-winning productions, or that they're rapidly sought after by the media brands in this country, such as Pixar and Google and Sony. You just have to spend an hour, in October and just listen to the scholars' stories and look at their art and creations. So what are the other criteria that you would invest in besides liking the product? Well, any product can deteriorate pretty quickly and be overpowered by somebody new. What does it take to keep that product in the forefront? Well, first it requires a visionary, successful leader. And I don't know anyone who can top Larry meeting those criteria. And you heard all the reasons why. The second thing it takes is that the leader has to have around them an excellent management team. In the administrative staffs and the department heads and the faculty at Ringling are first rate. And so that box is easily checked. The next one, of course, is that the institution has the right ethics, morality, approach to the community and to its associates. And I can assure you that being on the board of trustees now, I've sort of been under the cover and learned from the inside that all of those are present at Ringling in spades, in addition to fiscal solidness and having their house in order at all levels. So the product will thrive if, in fact, the mission and the goal of the institution is to not rest on its laurels, but to move continuously to the future. And one of the parts of our gift that we're most excited about is, as Larry mentioned, this new endowed chair for a major called virtual reality. Both Gal and I are very much interested and passionate about education. I believe that virtual reality is going to be the way that our children or grandchildren are going to learn virtually everything in all fields because of the power of that media to allow someone to be involved in the actual subject matter and interact with it rather than hearing lectures or reading, prose in a book. So that is one of the accomplishments of Ringling already, to be, as far as we know, the only campus in the world, college in the world, to offer as a major virtual reality leading to a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree. So that shows you that Ringling is, to us, and showed to us, that Ringling is looking to the future, investing in the future, not sitting on its laurels. The final comment I want to make is about our inspiration. We obviously have gotten entirely inspired by Ringling, and it's the basis in the sense of wanting to give a gift to Ringling to see it reach its vision of being the preeminent art college. But we hope that we're not the only ones, that our gift inspires others to do the same thing, because one single gift is not going to bring us and continue us to be preeminent in the world. So we do hope that this helps people see and think of and understand why Ringling should have these kinds of gifts. So let me stop there and turn the podium back to Larry, and thank you all very much again for
Denise has gone out. Joey covered it really, really well. All right, sounds like we have it covered again. We cannot begin to thank you so much. I mean, it is just so transformative, and you guys are just remarkable people. Just remarkable people. So thank you, thank you. And on behalf of all of our students, faculty, and staff, thank you.